NEC 2020 Article 406.4d addresses receptacles connected to other receptacles, specifically focusing on the load terminals of a single receptacle. This section of the National Electrical Code outlines the requirements for ensuring electrical safety when wiring multiple receptacles in this configuration. The primary concern is the ampacity of the branch circuit. Ampacity refers to the current carrying capacity of a conductor, and it must be sufficient to handle the combined load of all devices connected to it. Article 406.4d mandates that where more than one receptacle is connected to the load terminals of a single receptacle or a single non-flexible cord or cable, the ampacity of the branch circuit shall not be less than the sum of the ampere ratings of all the receptacles connected to the load terminals. This means you must calculate the total current that all the connected receptacles could potentially draw simultaneously and ensure that the branch circuit wiring and overcurrent protection device, such as a circuit breaker, are adequately sized to handle the load. To illustrate this, let's consider a scenario where you have a 20 amp branch circuit. According to typical wiring practices, a 20 amp circuit is usually wired with number 12 American wire gauge copper conductors. Suppose you want to connect 3 duplex receptacles to the load side of a GFI receptacle on this 20 amp circuit. Each duplex receptacle is typically rated at 15 amps. If all 3 duplex receptacles are fully loaded simultaneously, they could theoretically draw a combined current of 45 amps. However, this exceeds the 20 amp capacity of the branch circuit, which violates NEC Article 406.4d. To comply with the code, you would need to either reduce the number of receptacles connected to the load side of the GFI receptacle or increase the ampacity of the branch circuit. Increasing the ampacity might involve using a larger conductor size, such as number 10 American wire gauge copper wire, and a correspondingly higher rated circuit breaker, such as a 30 amp breaker. However, you must also ensure that the receptacles themselves are rated to handle the increased current. It is important to note that this requirement applies specifically to receptacles connected to the load terminals of a single receptacle, such as a GFI receptacle. The load terminals are the terminals on the receptacle that are intended to supply power to other devices. The line terminals, on the other hand, are the terminals that receive power from the branch circuit. When wiring receptacles, it is essential to distinguish between the line and load terminals to ensure proper and safe wiring practices. GFI receptacles, or ground fault circuit interrupter receptacles, are designed to protect against electrical shock by detecting ground faults. A ground fault occurs when current flows through an unintended path to ground, such as through a person's body. GFI receptacles are commonly installed in areas where there is a high risk of electric shock, such as bathrooms, kitchens, and outdoor locations. When connecting receptacles to the load side of a GFI receptacle, it is important to ensure that all the receptacles are also protected by the GFI device. This means that if a ground fault occurs on any of the connected receptacles, the GFI receptacle will trip, interrupting the flow of current and preventing electric shock. To achieve this, the receptacles must be wired in series with the GFI receptacle, so that the current flows through the GFI device before reaching the other receptacles. It is also important to follow the manufacturer's instructions when wiring receptacles and GFI receptacles. The instructions will provide specific guidance on how to connect the devices properly and safely. In addition to the ampacity requirements, NEC Article 406.4d also addresses the use of non-flexible cords or cables. If a non-flexible cord or cable is used to connect multiple receptacles to the load terminals of a single receptacle, the ampacity of the cord or cable must also be sufficient to handle the combined load of all the connected receptacles. Non-flexible cords and cables are typically used for permanent wiring installations, as opposed to flexible cords, which are used for portable appliances and equipment. When selecting a non-flexible cord or cable for this application, it is important to consider the ampacity rating, the voltage rating, and the environmental conditions in which the cord or cable will be used. The ampacity rating should be equal to or greater than the sum of the ampere ratings of all the connected receptacles. The voltage rating should be equal to or greater than the voltage of the branch circuit. And the cord or cable should be suitable for the environmental conditions such as temperature, moisture, and exposure to chemicals. In summary, NEC 2020 Article 406.4d provides important guidelines for wiring receptacles connected to the load terminals of a single receptacle or a single non-flexible cord or cable. The primary requirement is that the ampacity of the branch circuit in the cord or cable must be sufficient to handle the combined load of all the connected receptacles. By following these guidelines, you can ensure electrical safety and prevent overloading of circuits, which can lead to fires or other hazards. When dealing with electrical wiring, it's always best to consult with a qualified electrician to ensure compliance with all applicable codes and regulations. They will have the expertise and experience to properly assess the electrical load requirements and select the appropriate wiring methods and devices for your specific application. Furthermore, it is important to stay updated in the latest edition of the National Electrical Code, as it is revised every 3 years to incorporate new technologies and address emerging safety concerns. By staying informed and following the code requirements, you can help create a safe and reliable electrical system for your home or business. In addition to the specific requirements outlined in Article 406.4d, there are other general wiring practices that should be followed when connecting receptacles. Firstly, always turn off the power to the branch circuit before working on any electrical wiring. This will help prevent electric shock. Secondly, use the correct wiring methods and materials for the application. This includes using the appropriate size and type of conductors, connectors, and boxes. Thirdly, make sure all connections are tight and secure. Loose connections can cause overheating and create a fire hazard. Fourthly, properly ground all receptacles. Grounding provides a path for fault current to flow back to the source, which helps protect against electric shock. Fifthly, label all circuits and receptacles clearly. This will make it easier to identify circuits and troubleshoot problems in the future. Sixthly, inspect all wiring regularly for damage or deterioration. Damaged wiring can create a fire hazard. Seventhly, never overload circuits. Overloading circuits can cause overheating and create a fire hazard. Eighthly, use surge protection devices to protect electronic equipment from power surges. Ninthly, install smoke detectors and carbon monoxide detectors to provide early warning of fires and carbon monoxide leaks. Tenthly, have your electrical system inspected by a qualified electrician on a regular basis. A qualified electrician can identify potential problems and make recommendations for improvement. By following these general wiring practices and the specific requirements of NEC Article 406.4d, you can help ensure the safety and reliability of your electrical system. Remember, electricity is a powerful force that can be dangerous if not handled properly. Always take precautions and consult with a qualified electrician when in doubt. Furthermore, consider the specific application and environment when selecting receptacles and wiring methods. For example, in damp or wet locations, use weather-resistant receptacles and wiring. In areas where there is a risk of physical damage, use receptacles and wiring that are protected by conduit or other means. In healthcare facilities, use hospital-grade receptacles and wiring. The National Electrical Code provides detailed requirements for specific applications and environments, so be sure to consult the code for guidance. It is also important to consider the energy efficiency of your electrical system. Use energy-efficient lighting in appliances. Install occupancy sensors to turn off lights when rooms are unoccupied. Use timers to control outdoor lighting. And consider using renewable energy sources such as solar panels or wind turbines. By taking steps to improve the energy efficiency of your electrical system, you can save money on your energy bills and reduce your carbon footprint. In addition to the technical aspects of electrical wiring, it is also important to consider the aesthetic aspects. Choose receptacles and wiring devices that complement the decor of your home or business. Use wire concealment products to hide unsightly wires, and consider using lighting controls to create different moods and effects. By paying attention to both the technical and aesthetic aspects of electrical wiring, you can create a safe, reliable, and attractive electrical system. And finally, remember that electrical work is not a do-it-yourself project. It requires specialized knowledge, skills, and tools. If you are not qualified to perform electrical work, hire a qualified electrician. A qualified electrician will have the training and experience to perform the work safely and correctly. They will also be familiar with the National Electrical Code and other applicable codes and regulations. By hiring a qualified electrician, you can ensure that your electrical system is safe, reliable, and compliant with all applicable codes.